Hi everyone, I'm Brandon. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my June TBR, but most importantly, my panemathon TBR. Panemathon is a Hunger Games inspired readathon that's happening in June. And basically, in simple terms, you choose the district that you want to represent and you earn points for that district. I've chosen to represent District 5 because out of all the online tests I've taken and everything, that's the district that it says I am. So that's who I'm representing. I'll leave the link for the readathon in my description below, so if you guys are interested in participating, you can find all the information. I'll do the video as well as the Twitter account. For panemathon, you don't have to read the original Hunger Games trilogy or the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes to still participate in everything. Those are worth bonus points. Recently, I did read the Hunger Games trilogy, and so it's not my main priority for June, but it is kind of like an optional TBR for me, so I do have all 3 books if I want to read them. I'm just gonna kind of go with my mood on these, so if I am feeling a reread, I will pick them up, but they're not priority or anything. The other books in this video are my priority, and those are the books I would like to get to as opposed to these. If a book that I do want to get to in June, though, that is part of the Hunger Games universe is Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is the prequel to the original Hunger Games trilogy. I recently got this and I haven't picked it up yet because I've been holding off for the panemathon, but it's almost June, so I can almost read it and I'm really excited. Basically, this just follows President Snow, but when he was much younger, and it's during the 10th Hunger Games. And that's all I really know, and that's all I want to know because I just want to be kind of surprised and see what happens. But yeah, this is like the #1 book on my TBR. I'll probably pick it up June 1st because I want to read it so bad. I have 4 books that I would like to read for the panemathon, not including the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. These 4 books will all correlate to a district prompt, and I will tell you the district prompt with the book. The group book for District 5 is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I started reading this book a little while ago, but I only got, I think, maybe 50 pages in at most, and it wasn't because I was bored, I just wasn't in the mood, so I put it down. But it's the group book for District 5, so I want to pick it up so I can get those points for my district. And this book was really interesting when I had originally picked it up, so I do want to see what happens and everything. Basically, it follows our main character who is looking for her mom, and she goes to this dark, gritty version of Las Vegas to find her, and there's a lot happening. And yeah, that's all I really know, all I want to know. The characters, from what I've read, are really interesting so far, so I'm excited to pick this up. The next book I have on my panemathon TBR is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This book is going to work for the District 2 prompt for me, and the District 2 prompt is to read a book with a weapon or a sword or shield, I believe, on the cover, and this has a knife if you can see it, and I've been wanting to read this book, so I decided to add it to my June TBR. The plotline of this book is basically that I believe our main character is trying to hunt down Jack the Ripper and find out who he is. I don't know much about it. On the back, though, it does say, I was the girl who loved the Ripper, so I'm assuming she falls in love with Jack the Ripper. Not totally sure, but my back doesn't have a synopsis, so can't really give one. The next book that I have on my panemathon TBR is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This is going to fulfill the prompt for District 3, which is read a sci-fi, and this is sci-fi. This book has been everywhere on BookTube and Bookstagram, and it just sounds so interesting, and I finally got my hands on a copy, so I'm really excited to read it. Basically, it follows a girl named Spensa who, her dad is a disgraced pilot, I believe, and so she wants to prove that her family isn't all just that, and she kind of wants to understand why her father was disgraced pilot, and that's all I really know. But I think the cover is really gorgeous too, so that's kind of why I wanted to read it. I'm shameful, I know, but that's fine. But yeah, I want to get to this in June. The last official book that I have on my panemathon TBR is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I read this series maybe 3 years ago, but I only read the first book, and I think I read half of the second book, but I never finished it. So I own all 3 books now, and I remember really loving this book, so I want to pick it up. This applies for the District 8 prompt, which is read a book that has more than 3 colors on the cover. But it has blue, it has various shades of blue, and then this brown and then gold, so I'm counting it for 3. hopefully it counts. For the panemathon TBR I only have those books that I did show you, but there's also one prompt where I kind of have delegated to be my mood reading prompt. District 6's prompt is read a book set in a world that's not your own. And because I am a mood reader, I know I will probably pick up a book that's like not on my TBR at all. So I kind of delegated this prompt, or this prompt to be for that book that I pick up, because I will most likely pick up a book that's not in my world. The next two books I have aren't with the panemathon TBR because I didn't want to over pressure myself with that readathon. So I decided to add two June books that are like just regular June books that aren't counting for the panemathon. I'm sure I could find a way to make them count if I wanted to, but at the moment I'm not going to. The first book that is on my just June TBR is The Last of August by Brittany Cavallero. This is the second book in the Charlotte. I always want to say Sherlock Holmes, and I know it's not Sherlock Holmes. It's the second book in the Sherlock Holmes series, which is like a Sherlock Holmes retelling. I had this on my May TBR, and I just don't think I'm going to get to it because I just haven't been in the mood. But I do want to continue with this series and finish it because I've only read the first book, and I have 3 more to go. But yeah, so this is going to be on my June TBR, and we'll see if I get to it. The last book that I have for my June TBR is Wildcard by Marie Lu. This is the second book in the Warcross series. I believe it's a duology, so this is the second and final book. I literally just read Warcross. I finished it maybe like a week or so ago, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 4 stars. I think it was so good, much better than I expected. And literally right after that, I logged onto my computer and I found this book and I ordered it right away because I needed to know what happened. So this is the book that I really want to get to aside from The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is probably like the second book I'll pick up in May because I really want to know what happens. I need to know the conclusion. I'm in love. But yeah, this is the last book that I want to read in June. Those are all the books that I'd like to get to in June. I'm not sure if I'll be able to read all of them, but it is a goal of mine to try and read as many as possible. I want to try and prioritize my panemathon reading books because I do want to like earn points from my district and everything. But Wildcard, I said I was really excited for. I do really want to get to that, so that'll probably be one that isn't correlated unless I try and make it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Also, if you're participating in the panemathon, comment down below what district you're representing and some of the books that are on your TBR. I'd love to hear what books everyone's reading and know what districts you guys are representing.